I'm Nikki Sixx. This is Chester, lead singer for Linkin Park.
And I'm sitting here with Nikki Sixx of Mötley Crüe fame and also his new project, 6 a.m. Well, we actually met when we did the hurricane.
The hurricane relief thing for Katrina,
yeah.
for Home Sweet Home.
It was a time for me to do something with the band that I always grew up, I grew up listening to you guys. And so for me, it was like, okay, here's my chance to go do a show with Mötley Crüe. We hit it off pretty well.
Yeah.
And we exchanged numbers and everything, and I know when I went through some tough patches there for a minute, and it was great. My wife gave you a call and asked you some advice, and then I called you up and you were like, you know what? You're like, I've been there and it was the best thing for me.
Yeah.
And you just kind of gave me the insight from a person who understood what I was going through.
And had been there.
Yeah. And so, it was a really interesting time. And then, you were telling me about your book, and, it was really great to see it kind of come from that point where you were still working on that and I was working on myself to now we're both sitting here. Mm-hmm. And you're completed with your journey and you're beginning to unleash it on the world. And here I am a year later.
And it's such a different place. I find that, through passing on the experience, you're passing on your experience and passing, mine on to you at that time. And even now in an interview setting, someone else gets to watch this and, maybe that'll just give them a little glimmer of hope if they have a problem, and if they don't have a problem, maybe it's a friend of a friend or et cetera, et cetera. And it's I think that's the greatest thing, secondary gift that we've been given as artists, to be able to have people's ears.
With a book like Heroin Diaries, and I think it's a great, the marriage of the record and the book, the reality is much worse than what people think they already know.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And even for me, finding the journals, it was like, I didn't really think that. I couldn't believe it. I didn't really do that. There's a part of me when I first found it, I'm like, this needs to be published. And then I struggled with that because it was like, woke up, shot up. Passed out, woke up, shot up. It's like, okay, enough, I get it.
This is not a glamorous tale of being a multi-platinum rock star with all this money and all these people doing everything that you want and this fabulous life.
Whether it was in the book or in our relationships, did you experience that with your band once you got out? They got to tell you things?
That was the roughest. I didn't think that I was that my behavior was affecting
their lives.
Yeah, they're afraid of me. Mm-hmm. They're afraid to tell me things. Like, I'm a cool guy. I'm mellow. And apparently...
I'm easygoing, low maintenance. I'm a lead singer.
Right. For me, I find that when I start doing other creative things that aren't...
I'm so glad you said that.
You think the same thing, right? That don't revolve around music,
mm-hmm.
I become better at writing music. It's nice to write music that isn't Linkin Park stuff.
Which we talked about on the phone 3 months ago.
Yeah.
We were talking about that struggle where you have a band and people go, we have an expectation of Linkin Park, we have an expectation of Mötley Crüe, and we want you to fit in that.
Right.
It's so hard. With your new record, you guys really, it sounds like Linkin Park to me. It's a great record. I think you guys have progressed as a band. I think the songwriting has progressed, but it doesn't sound just like the record before it. And that was a struggle, right? Not with you, with labels and people that...
Right. People that get comfortable.
They get their... That's exactly.
And you mentioned, it was really great because you had talked to me about how, you had the same kind of pressure, so to speak, when you were writing all of the Mötley Crüe records. When you guys did Shout at the Devil, and everyone's saying, you can't do this, mm-hmm. and then it's great, and everyone's like, great job, we want another one, and you're like, well, we don't want to do that again, we're going to do this. And they're like, well, you can't
Shout
change.
Is when we did Home Sweet Home, and the record company flipped out.
Yeah. How can you write a beautiful ballad on a piano after Shout at the Devil?
And that's where exactly. What are you doing? And then that worked, and then the next record, they wanted us to do ballads. Right. We already did it.
I think artists have power for the first time in a very long time. I think that more artists are in the are conscious of what's going on in their business. I think they're more business minded today probably than ever before.
And also crossing brands, you know, building clothing lines, building shops, building different types of projects that go along with this, so that community of people that listen to you will say, you know what, I like that too, or I like what he does, and I like his sense of style, or I like his brain, I want to read his book, I want to see what it is that he's doing, if he's producing a record or writing songs for other artists.
It's interesting how that dynamic now works, especially with, like, you know, you have MySpace, which isn't a label. They don't take any money from the artists, and it's probably the biggest promotional tool for probably 99% of the artists out there. I think the whole industry will change in the next 10 years. And it's going to be great. It's
going to be great. It's going to be a great time.
I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in and listening to us talk.
Chat.
Yeah, for sure. And congratulations on the book, Heroin Diaries, and the record with 6 a.m. I think you should be really proud of yourself.
Congratulations on the album. We talked about your album as you were making it, and I'm really proud of it. Proud of you as an artist and as a friend.
Thanks, man.
It's been great.
Yeah, good talking to you.